This is my chance. Huh? Let's try that again. Oh no! What's wrong with this gun?
There ain't nothing wrong with me, your aim is just doo-doo.
Since when can guns talk?
Since you blame your bad aim on me,
But I was aiming right at his head and the bullet did a literal 180.
sounds more of like a you problem to me.
See, now I've lost him. You're happy now? Now I'll never find I want to make a better Nerf sniper because they aren't accurate at all, the darts are way too soft, and they don't even go at the speed of sound. Their scope is just not a scope, and they don't even have a laser. So in this video I'm gonna change all these things and make the best Nerf sniper on the planet. In one of my previous videos I made a compressed air cannon, and my plan is to flip this thing into a very accurate laser assisted supersonic Nerf sniper. But what does supersonic mean? It's about the speed little me closed my iPad when I heard my mom coming upstairs. Okay, now for real. It means that the speed of the projectile, in my case a custom Nerf dart, is faster than the speed of sound, which is about 1235 kilometers an hour or 770 miles an hour. You can also hear a sonic boom the moment the speed of a projectile exceeds the speed of sound. But first I'm just gonna see how fast and accurate I can get this air cannon to shoot. So the first thing I did was 3D printing some parts to put a smaller barrel inside the bigger one. The smaller barrel is a bit longer so that the dart has more time to accelerate. Then I 3D printed some pieces that connect the laser and the scope to the barrel. After letting the glue dry, the cannon was ready for the first test. But only one problem, I have no ammo, and since the normal Nerf dart just gets destroyed after shooting with more than 50 psi, I had to make my own. My plan for making an aerodynamic and strong dart was to grab a bolt and put a 3D printed case around it, to make sure it stays straight while it's in the air. After some designing and 3D printing, the first dart was ready, and it looks pretty clean actually. And with that being done, I was ready for the first test. So I quickly made a target, set up, and pumped some air into the chamber. And that right there was the only shot I hit, because the barrel is about as straight as Drake. So I bought an aluminum pipe, cut off a small piece, and replaced the barrel. I also needed to make some smaller darts because the diameter of the barrel was also a bit smaller. So I spent a very long time designing and 3D printed some more darts. They look so beautiful. Anyways, time for the second test. And the second test went a lot better. I shot from about 50 meters and I hit half of my shots. But despite the sniper making a nice sound, there were still a few things bothering me. The laser wasn't very accurate and the cannon was barely not shooting at supersonic speeds. Because after some calculations, I estimated that the cannon was shooting at about 900 kilometers an hour or 560 miles an hour. And since I'm already shooting at a maximum pressure of 10 bars or 150 psi, I had to come up with something better. So I spent a few days doing a lot of research on how to make this thing shoot faster. And the only way to do this is to either build a completely new one out of metal or push this one to its limits. I picked the second option. I improved my current air cannon by fixing a lot of leaks, improving the valve mechanism, and I also bought a different laser. Now that I'm done, I'm gonna divide the testing into two parts. The first one is going to be range and accuracy, and the second one is gonna be shooting objects with as much pressure as possible without blowing up the whole thing, of course. So the first one is from about 15 meters or 50 feet. I took aim, and the bullet, dart, went right where I was aiming, almost perfectly in the middle. The second test was gonna be from around 35 meters or 115 feet. I hit the first shot, and on the second attempt something special happened. Did you hear that too? It kinda sounded like a bullet flying by. And I don't want to make any false claims, but did this dart just break the sound barrier? Let me know in the comments. I hit the third shot as well. And there was even a dart that went through sideways somehow. Anyway, moving on to about 60 meters, I really had to focus aiming the cannon. And I unfortunately missed the first shot. But I hit the second. And also the third shot as well. But it was getting darker. So I decided to take home the W and come back later for the second part. I recently made a post in which I asked you guys what I should test this thing on. And the results were a watermelon, a ball, and since a watermelon is basically a ball, I bought two. Printing paper, a potato, the scientifically scariest video. Don't know how I'm gonna do that, but sure. And the last thing is a box of glitter, but I'm gonna do a sack of flour instead since it has the same effect and is way cheaper for the same amount. Let's go shoot some things. After obliterating the watermelon, I had to eat a piece. And right when I was done eating, I suddenly got a very good idea. What if instead of the traditional darts, I filled up the barrel with small stones? Kinda like a shotgun, I mean a Nerf shotgun.
Right, yeah.
Of course.
So I filled up the barrel and took a shot at Mr. Potato.
Whee!
Looks like it worked pretty well. The next thing I'm shooting is a bag of flour. That was pretty satisfying. Now let's see how many pieces of paper this thing can go through. I first set up about 100 pieces of paper. And of course, it went through like a knife cutting butter. The second time, however, I put about 300 pieces of paper on the table. It stopped the dart from going through, however, there were holes in all of the papers except the last 50 pieces. But the dart wasn't stuck in there either, weird, until I looked at the slow-mo.
You stupid!
So it's safe to say that paper is a good form of armor, since it only took about 250 sheets to stop this dart going about 1000 kilometers an hour or 620 miles an hour. It could be because of the blunt tip, but anyways, here's some more slow motion footage. I liked the shotgun so much, I decided to test it from a distance the next day. And the maximum range was about 20 meters. I hope you enjoyed this video and don't try this at home, please. Now, before I go, I want to give a shout out to Nerthy, because I read all of my comments and he asked for a shout out. So, if you want a shout out, just ask for it. Also, I'm trying to reach 10,000 subs by the end of this year, so if you really enjoy my content, feel free to subscribe, it doesn't cost any money, and see you guys in the next video.